Shouldn't Anne be here by now?
I haven't seen them since we did the Minecraft stuff last episode. I haven't driven another one off, have I?
Well, if he's not going to turn up, I mean, where are we going to get another one? It's not like we're going to get one walk off the streets or anything.
In this festive episode, we put together our own Christmas list as we pick out our games of the year. And decide who deserves to be beaten around the head with a Yule log for the biggest donkey of the year.
Hello, welcome back to Kilobits. Now, I'd like to start off this festive episode with just a moment of silence to mourn the passing of one of the greatest icons in video game history. No, I haven't killed Ant. You can still check out the Pile of Shame PC podcast if you want. Probably link it below. It's been nice like that. But cross-promotion. I'm talking, of course, about the death of the Games Master, Patrick Moore.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you.
The sun has set. The end has come. Goodbye, my friends. Remember me.
Okay, so the observant among you will have noticed that we've got ourselves a new presenter.
Damn!
Yeah, anyway, I thought we'd just kick off with the candidates for Game of the Year.
Ah, Game of the Year, interesting. Well, I mean, obviously, it's been the year of the sequel, hasn't it? Everything has been a sequel. I mean, you got Halo 4.
Guild Wars 2.
Like XCOM.
Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I mean, loads of them, like Dota 2.
Stop. No. Okay, so our producer, Brasshole, as he will now be known, has conned me into drinking every time a sequel is mentioned, because he's lovely. What?
Well, I mean, it's name a game that's not been a sequel this year.
Dishonored.
Oh, it's so easy.
Third one.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Just going to engage shit-eating grin mode.
I'll have you whipped and put to work in the...
I mean, even Dishonored, I wouldn't put as a contender for Game of the Year.
I don't think we've had many contenders, really. This year has not been.
It's been pretty
It is
gappy.
It's been really horrible.
It's a case of the best of a bad bunch.
Okay. I mean, well, what have your kind of contenders been then?
I'd say Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is definite one. And I'd say... I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We had 2 review copies of that.
Mass Effect 3 would be one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people I know who've
There was a lot of hype for that one.
I've never got through Mass Effect 2. Loved the first one, got to the second one, just couldn't get through it.
It's a cover-based shooter with space alien sex.
That's it.
That's great.
Borderlands 2,
Stunning.
definite one.
Stunning.
Definite one.
Very,
Oh
very
shit,
good.
yeah. Hang on, wait. That was 3 sequels.
Mass Effect 3.
Go on. I feel like the Devil Woman's over it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's the red.
Another one would be Persona 4.
Oh, fuck you.
And my main one would be Tokyo Jungle.
Yes.
Oh, that is actually, in Life and Soul, actually a sequel.
Oh yeah, to A Dog's Life, the first-person dog simulator where you've got to sniff butts.
Yeah.
Sounds like a brilliant game.
It really is.
Have you ever wondered what Tokyo would be like if humans were wiped out and only animals were left? No? Is it just me? Well, anyway guys, look no further as Tokyo Jungle throws you straight into the action. Exclusive to the PSN store, you are an animal living in a post-human Tokyo. The storyline is pretty simple. You have to survive while trying to find out what happened to the humans and why. At the start, you can choose whether you play as either a small Pomeranian dog or a seeker deer, and survival is key. You have to hunt for food, mate with females, mark your territory, fight with dinosaurs, and all that silly stuff. The gameplay and controls are pretty simple, very easy to pick up and play for anyone. The graphics are pretty, but definitely not something to be admired. They have simple textures and all in all it just looks a bit blocky. The sound used is simple, but so repetitive. The munching on animals and rummaging through grass and attacking prey is really well done and put together though. The thing that really stood out to me was the humour. I love games that are just silently funny, and the dinosaurs that were free roaming made me giggle. Overall, I give Tokyo Jungle a good 6 out of 8. It's a game that really stood out to me this year, and it's one that I've definitely enjoyed playing.
So, as we've kind of said comically over and over again, it's been a terrible year for games, but there have been a few which I would consider candidates for my game of the year, which, you know, would probably start with, kind of unpopularly, Halo 4. First reason, new sound design. All the human weapons, at least, sound like cannons, and it's fantastic. Game looks stellar, it's got a new engine. Story, who gives a fuck, it's Halo. And it's got a new production company, 343 Industries, that were created for Halo and didn't fuck up. So, you know, good for them. Good for them, they don't have the pedigree of Bungie, but whatever. Second game, doesn't sound like a sequel, but it is. Kid Icarus Uprising.
Sorry I'm late. I had other business to attend to.
Wait, you two know each other?
This game is a sequel to a NES game called Kid Icarus, surprisingly enough, which you definitely should have played. It's sort of like a Star Foxy type game. You swoop around and then you land and you do cool stuff, and it's really charming. The third game on my list, oh fantastic, it's not a sequel, Faster Than Light. Now, this is the first Kickstarter success story. It's a roguelike where you play as a spaceship. Now that already sounds fantastic, I know, but the fact that it's not only an indie game, but one of the most original and entertaining titles I've played this year easily puts it onto my list. The fourth game is Armored Core 5. Fuck you, John. Now, why is it even valid for the list? Well, the previous two games, Armored Core 4 and Armored Core 4 Answer, were so bad that when Armored Core 5 turned out to be a competent game, I was genuinely surprised. And I think that sort of carried it for me. I mean, it's a great game, you're a giant robot, who gives a damn? Looks nice, plays well. And finally, the game I'm going to be talking about is a little game called Far Cry 3. Ugh. Now, what is there to say about Far Cry 3? Well, it's an open-world shooty game where you visit the historic Rook Islands, which are somewhere undisclosed in Asia, which were a Japanese stronghold in World War II. Graphically, it looks far better on the PC, and that's something that could be said for almost any game out at the moment, but the discrepancy between the console and PC versions of Far Cry 3 are ridiculous, and as such, it doesn't really win any points on graphics. As far as sound design is concerned, though, it's almost masterful. There's wildlife that sounds like the things which it's trying to emulate. Each gun clatters away with a realistic pang. And the voice acting is some of the best in, well, at least 2012.
By the way, this lighter really sucks.
Even though that might not be saying much.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Gameplay-wise, it plays as a curious amalgamation of standard shooter mainstays such as Call of Duty, and more RPG-like titles, for example the Elder Scrolls games. You run around in a huge open-world environment, but occasionally have to undertake missions which take place on the main map, or in small instance-style dungeons. These can range from blowing up a weapons depot to burning a field of marijuana while screaming obscenities.
Holy fuck, this is awesome!
The plot, however, is Far Cry 3's strongest point by a long way. You play as Jason Brody, a mild-mannered partygoer who's gone on vacation with his friends to the Rook Islands. All hell breaks loose after a skydiving trip, and you're taken captive by pirates.
You want me to slice you open like I did your friend? Shut the fuck up!
The story follows Jason's descent into madness, and is very, very well told through incredible cutscenes, as well as a boss fight sex scene, which for me was the highlight of the game.
She will reveal your true power.
One thing which Far Cry 3 does, which most games of its ilk don't do, is include a fairly comprehensive levelling system. Now, this ranges from unlocking new perks with a magical tattoo that's given to you by one of your first allies,
We found one of your friends at the colonist's house.
to hunting, which is a fairly huge part of the game. This can range from shooting an emu with a bow and arrow to running down a tiger and then skinning it. There was one point where I had to punch a shark in the face. It was fucking hilarious. Overall, Far Cry 3 is a game which no one should really miss out on. You've got bows and arrows, and customizable weapons up the yin-yang, and it's got an average to good multiplayer to boot. All in all, I'd give it a pretty solid 7.5 out of 8.
So what are my nominations for Game of the Year? There have been a couple that I've liked, a couple that I haven't, but the ones I really think really deserve a mention are The Journey on PlayStation Network. It's such a new type of game. It's an experience, I would say. Me and one of my friends played it all the way through, pretty much at the same time, and the stories we had to tell were so different. They were diverse. The graphics in the game are stunning. There's beautiful vistas of golden sand, and that ranges from things that almost look like they're underwater at times. The gameplay was varied, even though the controls were very, very simple. It was just a jump mechanism and a button to bing when someone else who networked up with you turned up in your game. The stories were great. I mean, it was almost where I was to the point of tears at times in that game, and so as such, I mean, obviously that's one I'm putting forward straight away. One of the other ones that I really, really enjoyed was The Walking Dead. The way they played was fantastic. I really enjoyed the mechanism which they kind of used. I mean, it was very common with the Telltale games, but it's a system that worked. They have kind of whittled down and made better over the time as the games they've released have been made. And as a result of that, they've kind of got a really good system. The graphics in them was good, but it wasn't fantastic, but it served its purpose, and it worked well to kind of keep that graphic novel feel. Though the reason I liked it was mainly down to the fact that it made you feel so uncomfortable. It made you emote, and that was a fantastic way to play a game, and something that I've not really experienced anywhere else. So as such, that's another one that I'd really make sure I kind of mentioned. The last one was Borderlands 2. I've obviously mentioned it a number of times throughout my kind of appearances on Kilobits, and it's something that I really keep coming back to. Borderlands was easily my game of the year a few years back. I spent many hours playing it with friends, leveling up and killing endless bad guys. Borderlands 2 takes everything that made Borderlands 1 good and makes it better. The storyline revolves around a new bad dude called Handsome Jack, who's taken over the planet of Pandora, not to be confused with a certain blue-skinned blockbuster. He rules an iron fist from a space station in orbit, which occasionally rains down a load of missiles into the play area.
What the hell? Did something just get through the shield?
The previous storyline, where you hunt for the vault, is maintained, but this time it's another vault you're looking for, which contains some kind of super weapon. The voice acting is fantastic, and on a regular basis is genuinely funny.
At the sound of Heaton screaming for his life, it will be 2:30. Wait! Oh God, wait! See you again at 2:35!
The only issue I have with this is the fact there are so many quotes and quips that occasionally they overlap, so you don't get to hear what people are saying. The weapon list is even more expansive than before, incorporating even more styles, stocks, scopes and magazines. When Gearbox said there were gazillions of guns, they weren't lying. A procedural system means there is literally an infinite number of weapons, ranging from rocket launchers to sniper rifles and everything in between. The new characters are Salvador the Gunzerker, Zero the Assassin,
An illusion fools.
Maya the Siren, and Axton the Commando.
Autogun deployed!
Let's not forget the Gage the Necromancer, which is the first piece of downloadable content. This leads me on nicely to DLC, which Borderlands 2 is rich. There are many DLC missions that are available, and for once it's not on-disc content that should have been in the game in the first place. The graphics are still cartoony with cel shading, but somehow they are higher resolution with better lighting and shadows, making this iteration even more immersive and evolving. I would definitely give this game a solid 7 out of 8 bits.
Before we reveal our Game of the Year, we've got to ask ourselves what's been the low point of this year.
Everything.
Wow.
Sorry for asking, guys.
Kind of a loaded question.
Yeah.
The worst game I was forced to play this year was Hitman Absolute Shit.
Yeah. From what I saw of it, and the kind of player reviews, not the paid for reviews, but the player reviews.
Okay, no, you just said that people pay for reviews.
Sorry.
IGN horribly corrupt.
Sponsored.
What have we done?
Sponsored, maybe?
Oh, is it also a coincidence that all the banner ads are for the same game they're reviewing?
9 out of 10 means it's probably not any good.
Oh, but no, just horseshit gameplay, horseshit graphics, horseshit sound, horseshit plot.
Talking of games that I was forced to play, it comes down to Fable: The Journey. I so wanted to like it, but it was just a failed and flawed game, and it's another one that we can add to the list.
I played it for literally half an hour, at which point I had to do this. And then this. It's the worst.
I've not actually played many games this year, because nothing's caught my eye. There's not been anything that I want to kind of actually make my way outside
to
pick up. And
if it has been a good year, you do play games.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now the thing is, you're right. You are perfectly right, because what I've managed to do this year is properly catch up on all the old, games that I haven't managed to play.
I've been playing nothing but SNES this year.
There you go. I've done the entire GTA series, so that's where I stand on it. I did play. I did buy one game this year actually. It was called Orion Dino Beatdown. If anyone out there is tempted to buy this game, just don't. It's called a game, but in fact it's not. It doesn't work like a game. The controls don't work.
Imagine that someone has left a pile of shit in your garden.
Yeah.
And then dressed it up to look like a cool dinosaur FPS.
The stills look amazing. You shoot dinosaurs with guns. They're a vehicle. It sounds amazing.
You mean as opposed to shooting them with swords?
That's it. Yeah. It sounds stunning, but in fact it's the worst game ever. I bought 4 copies of it. Wish I'd never done it.
I kind of want to try it just because it sounds so terrible.
It is the most horrific thing in the world.
No, dude, I did that with Farming Simulator 2013. Fantastic game.
For real?
Yeah.
You better start drinking that quick.
No, you did just do a sequel, didn't you?
Yeah. In fact, we did loads of sequels, but we've already got fucked up.
So let's just narrow it down then. What would be the overall donkey, the overall kind of humdinger, the piece of black coal, the naughty list?
You mean the shit that's floated to the top of the toilet?
Yeah, that's the one.
Everything.
The games industry?
Just the whole game industry.
The whole games industry has disappointed me.
You win the Donkey Award. Yeah. Well done.
Well done, you fuckers. You've taken my hobby and ground it into the dirt. Okay, here's the thing. I'm a Mario fan. I used to buy every Mario game that came out. Now, like 4 Mario games a year. I don't have enough money or time or the inclination. Fuck everything.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Okay, so what inevitable gold are we eventually going to plunge from the shitter that has been 2012?
What have we got? Obviously, there's Borderlands 2. Very, very good game in my opinion.
Traded it in after
You're not a fan, are you?
No. I don't like running away from things.
I've hardly played, but from what I've played, it's
really good. Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
It's an average shooter.
It's a career.
Made great by friends.
It's a career. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Definitely a co-op game.
Okay. For me, probably that Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
A sequel after 25 years.
I know nothing much about it, but
it's just Star Fox mixed with not Star Fox.
Right. Okay.
But with Kid Icarus, it's great.
Cool, man. Yeah.
If either of you own 3DSs, I would recommend that you play it.
Obviously we've got.
But she bought a Vita.
We've also got the Walking Dead series that came out. It's very good, very in depth. If you like stories, if you like awkwardness, you've got that. I mean, obviously you mentioned it earlier, because it makes you feel very uncomfortable whilst playing it.
You don't get that with many games nowadays. No, you don't get the proper on-edge feeling that you do.
I was going to say, like,
horrors.
It's emotionally intense.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
it made me throw down my pad and go and do something else.
Yeah, I can't say it did that once during the game. It gripped me the whole way through on the storyline. But
Dom?
Mine would be Persona 4.
Fantastic. A game I can get behind.
It was actually the first Persona game that I played. And my friend, for real, my friend was like, you need to play this. And I was like,
no, seriously.
Picked it up, I couldn't put it down. I was on it for like 4 hours straight. I ran his Vita battery down.
I'm going to give you a disc on which I will have legally bought.
Oh,
fuck.
Hey, at least The Walking Dead isn't a sequel. That's why I say we should put it forward.
Well, it is. It's a sequel to the comics.
Well, graphic novel series.
Okay, fine. That's not. It's not really so much a sequel. Otherwise, like everything would be a sequel.
So yeah, I mean, it's the only game that's not been a sequel. I really enjoyed it. Thousands of people have enjoyed it. I reckon we should do that game of the year.
I can understand. I can understand why it's good, and I can understand that it's just my opinion that it's not. So fine.
See, I've not played it, so I can't pass judgment. I can't be like.
Fantastic. Well done, Walking Dead. You are the turd brick which has got the most like corn. Is corn buoyant?
Maybe. It's not an achievement though, is it really?
So this month, as it's Crimbo, we've got some lovely prizes to give away in a competition.
We've got 2 copies of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for the Xbox 360, 2 copies of the fantastic Faster Than Light, 2 limited edition versions of Halo 4 from the guys at Microsoft, and 2 copies of everyone's favourite game this year, The Walking Dead. And to win all this, we want to know, if you could combine all the elements from your favourite games to create the perfect game, what would it be? Maybe it would combine the open-world sandbox from GTA with the first-person shooter multiplayer from Call of Duty, RPG elements from The Elder Scrolls and WoW, all set in a dystopian future of Deus Ex, and directed by Hideo Kojima. Or maybe you just want an HD remake of Castlevania. Whatever it is, write your answer in the comment section below and we'll pick our favourite too. All the details are in the description below. The competition's only open to UK residents, sorry, can't really afford the shipping, and closes on Boxing Day, Wednesday the 26th of December. So what are you waiting for? Start typing.
And of course, you can like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/thekillerbits, and also follow us on Twitter @thekillerbits, and always remember to subscribe on YouTube. It really does help.
Okay, so you really haven't played Far Cry 3 yet?
Guys, Wii U!